Have you ever heard that quiet voice inside you? That whisper that says, "There's more for you than this." It's not there because you're broken or because you've failed. It's there because somewhere deep down, you know you were built for something greater. But confidence isn't a lightning strike. It's a forge, a fire that you have to feed every single day. You either stoke that flame, or you let it die out. The world doesn't just hand you confidence. It didn't hand it to Lincoln after he lost election after election. It didn't hand it to Edison after he failed 10,000 times trying to create the light bulb. And it won't hand it to you. Think about a tiny seed. If you judged it by its size, you'd never believe it could break through rock and stretch toward the sun. But inside that seed is a tree, and inside you is something even greater. Not everyone waters their seed. Many choose distraction over discipline, comfort over growth. But those who do, they become unstoppable. They learn a secret most people never discover. Confidence isn't the result of success, it is the cause of it. A promise you keep to yourself. Wake up when you said you would. Follow through when you feel like quitting. Speak your truth when silence is easier. Every single one of these acts becomes a brick, and brick by brick, you build a kind of self-belief that no storm can shake and no doubt can break. Clarity is the architect of your confidence. When you know who you want to become, when that vision burns brighter than any excuse, you stop wondering and you start building. Carnegie didn't just stumble into the steel industry. Henry Ford didn't casually invent the automobile. Their vision wasn't a wish, it was a demand, a standard they set for themselves. And your standards shape your destiny. If you expect average, you get average. But if you expect greatness, you start acting like someone who is worthy of it. Confidence grows strongest in the dark when no one is watching, when there's no applause, when doubt feels heavy and tells you to just give up. Those are the hours that define a life, not the trophies or the praise. It's the lonely mornings and the long nights. That's where your character is forged. That's where belief takes root. You can't just think yourself into being confident. You have to prove it to yourself through your actions. Confidence is just the accumulation of evidence that you are who you say you are, and that evidence only comes from discipline. Discipline is the bridge between your desires and your reality. Every legend learned to walk across it. Muhammad Ali trained in solitude long before stadiums chanted his name. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking creativity before he built an empire of imagination. The great speaker Jim Rohn taught that success is something you attract by the person you become. And that transformation begins the moment you stop negotiating with your own potential. I want you to say it to yourself. Right now, in your chest where the truth lives. I will no longer shrink to fit a life I have outgrown. I will not dim my lights to make others comfortable. I will stand tall in who I am becoming. Confidence is a decision long before it's a feeling. You won't just wake up one morning, suddenly fearless. You earn fearlessness like you earn muscle through resistance and repetition. Every time you act, despite your fear, your courage grows. Every time you finish what you start, your integrity strengthens. And every time you get back up after falling, you become someone who is impossible to break. Understand this. Failure is not the opposite of confidence, it is its backbone. The people who walk with their heads held high aren't the ones who've never fallen. They're the ones who decided that falling would not be the end of their story. They used disappointment as data. They turned rejection into redirection. They turned their pain into power. Confidence starts as a whisper. It's shaky, uncertain, but with repetition, it becomes a roar. The roar of someone who knows their value. The roar of someone who no longer asks for permission to live their life fully. So let's sharpen your vision. Picture the life you want, not with some vague hope, but with detail so vivid it pulls emotion from your chest. See it so clearly it feels like you're already living it. Feel the weight of that earned joy, the quiet pride of knowing you refuse to quit. A strong vision makes excuses weak. Now, you have to build habits as your foundation, because confidence collapses without structure. Wake up when you plan to. Move your body. Protect your mind like it's a garden weed. Out negativity. Plant gratitude. And water the seeds of possibility. Feed it with books, with mentors, with stories of giants who started exactly where you are now. Uncertain and unproven. And you must learn to adapt, because life will test you. Plans will crumble. Doors will slam shut. But those who move forward with curiosity instead of frustration are the ones who rise. Resilience is built through pressure. Steel only becomes steel by enduring the flame. Diamonds only exist because carbon endured immense force. You, too, are being shaped right now. Every trial is carving strength into your bones. You can visualize a mountain forever, but you'll only reach the summit by climbing, one deliberate step at a time. Action is confidence in motion. Just look at the ground beneath your feet, the proof that you are already rising. Look back only to admire how far you've come. The climb itself will change you, and one day, you'll stand higher than you ever believed possible. The view will take your breath away, not because the world sees your success. This is your becoming. This is your rise. Everything you desire is waiting for you on the other side of one final choice. Will you keep growing, or will you settle? Choose growth, choose courage. Choose the version of you that refuses to fall back asleep. Because you are confident. You are powerful. You are built to win. Thanks for watching. If this helped you today, be sure to follow for more.